Folks, how you doing? Today is another story about CRBA, which stands for Consulate Registry,
Consular,
Con-
consular
Consular
report of
Consular Report of
birth
Birth Abroad.
abroad.
Sorry, she's been through this before. Anyways, that's if you have a child in the Philippines and you have to report her birth or his
Yes.
birth,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do that as soon as possible. But there's some things that go along with it, such as you can hop online first and fill it out. It's a simple questionnaire. That's under FBU, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Federal Benefits Unit, and
Yeah.
which is something unrelated, but you have to do the CRBA first before you get the FBU, Federal Benefits Unit, which has to do with Social Security. So it's a little bit, you know, confusing to follow if you've never done it. Even if you have done it, it's still a little confusing, but it's not impossible to get through. So, anyways, you hop online, you do the FBU, which is basically registering your child with
Yes.
the Federal Benefits Unit. Now,
Yeah, you just have to complete the application form that is DS 2029 for those applicants who are younger than 18 years old.
correct. So, and this is all we're going to cover because that's specifically what we're covering. We don't know about the they're 18. We don't know about that, so we don't have any information on that. Other than you can follow the thing and figure that one out. Look for that one if you
Yes.
have an 18 or older, an older child. So
So
you need
first you have to go and fill up the forms online, and then before you get an appointment you have to pay $100,
Mhm.
and you just have to print out the receipt, right? And then after that one, that's the time you're gonna check the what's the available
Yeah, the website.
appointments.
They have a website on there that's you go through, you pay, then there's another site. You click on the additional link, and it'll take you down. We couldn't get one. We tried for 5 months or 4 months or something, and it
Yeah.
was just hopeless. Finally, we got an email. We called them. They sent us an email. We sent them an email saying that we are trying to get a date for appointment,
Appointment. And it's so
and
hard to.
it was not easy. So we got an email back February, first
Eight.
part of February. They came down to Dumaguete, and there was about 6 or so, maybe 8 or 10 employees that came down from Manila or the embassy.
Uh-huh.
They had dealt with Veterans Administration, they dealt with Social Security, and they dealt with passports. We were doing the passport. That's what the
Yeah.
CRBA is for.
CRBA and the passport.
Well,
So
this is the CRBA is the passport. You report it, and then they go through, and then you fill out. The FBU has to do with Social Security. You can't do that until you get the passport. You have to do the CRBA before you get the passport. So those are the procedures. You need documents, birth certificate.
yeah, first is the birth certificate um, from the Philippine Statistic Authority. The
For all
original
of
birth,
us,
yeah, bir-
me, her, then
original
the
birth
baby.
certificate, and also you have to get a copy on that as well, and then a 2 by 2 picture. It should be a
U.S.
U.S.
passport
passport
size.
size. Yes,
And you need a couple of those
and then
for each. Me, her, and
especially for the applicant. Then the original evidence of the parent's U.S. citizenship.
that could be your passport because you can't be a citizen without a passport. That's the catch 22 thing. I took my birth certificate and my passport. Those were proof enough. Now, you also had to have duplicates of your passport, all pages. If you have an old passport when you came here, in my situation, I was here in 2018 and 2019.
Yeah.
and the baby was conceived in 2019 between, well, it was probably November. And
2018. Because I gave
yeah,
birth
2018.
2019.
So
Yeah.
um so I lost my train of thought. So they took my passport had expired. So I got a new passport. Doesn't have any travel stamps in it. The old passport did.
Yes,
Fortunately, I
which
didn't
is
throw
very
it away.
important.
And
So you
so
have to
you take
copy
all pictures of all
all the
pages
pages of it.
and separate those from that's your old passport. Then you got to get copies of your new one. You don't have to necessarily get copies of all the pages, but just your information and the visas that are stamped on the
Yes.
passport. And they ask for those. So you want to get multiple copies of them, 2, 3 sets because you don't know.
Yeah.
One might
For
be,
backup.
yeah, one might be a little bit destroyed or something, or they might ask for it later on. Who knows? So, what are some of the other things that we needed?
Evidence of physical presence in the United States. So it's just the same. And then,
Yeah, that's a weird question they ask you
mm-hmm,
because you're a citizen, you live there, and you have to have been there within the last 5 years. I
yeah.
hadn't left there in four years, and I was here for 2 and 3 months at a time since like 2013 or so. So I had times when I stayed here, but I was mostly in the States. So I forget what my answer was on that, but I'm sure just put down the last
Yeah.
date you were in the States.
Yes. Okay, so next is if the child was born in wedlock, parents' original marriage certificate. So
That's
you
another
also
one.
have,
You also need your divorce decrees.
yeah,
You,
that's the next step.
yeah, you have to have your
Yes,
divorce decrees.
you have to
That's
have
to
your,
get married too. So you got to get for every marriage you were ever in, you have to get the divorce decree. You're divorced in 1980, you have to get that divorce decree. So I mentioned this to somebody and they said, "Oh well, it was so long ago. Doesn't
yeah.
matter." They went up to get married. They couldn't get married,
Yeah,
so
so you
they
have
asked
to
for it.
present everything, divorce decrees, annulment decisions, and death certificate if your ex-wives pass away.
Yeah, whatever situation may be, you have to have birth, death, whatever, um, marriage certificates, divorce decrees, death
Mm-hmm.
certificates, whatever. Also, you need the capacity to marry too, if you're married. So we had the capacity to marry on us, and your marriage certificate, and your
Yes.
whatever else that may be in your situation you may need.
And
And
then,
these are the instructions,
yes.
right? So you can get these
So we got
online.
list. Yes.
Yeah,
And the
that's a list.
next step is the evidence of the parents' location at the time of conception.
Again, that's the passport.
That's the passport thing.
If I'm here between October and December, then and the baby was conceived, then that's
Which,
they look at that.
yeah.
Also, they look at the medical
Yes.
report of
Here,
the
that's the
doctor.
next one. Evidence of the mother's pregnancy. So the examples are like ultrasound, sonograms, pregnancy photos, prenatal checkups, records, hospital records, and everything. Yeah, hospital photos as well. So
Yeah,
you have to comply that one.
yeah. So don't just you don't want to go have a baby up in the province somewhere where there's no hospital and record keeping and birth certificate and stuff like that. You want to be able to get down and
Yes.
document the stuff. I mean, not that saying you would, but some people here do.
Yes, and the next is the evidence of the parents' relationship before the pregnancy. So still, you have to keep the old photos with you together before you got pregnant. And then, photos of the applicants also.
Yeah, whatever you
Yeah,
can come up with.
sequential or growing
Together
up.
with the
Photos
kids,
of the
you know.
applicant. Photos should span from the applicant's birth to present.
Yeah, take note. I was not here after she was born. I got here August 15th. She was born 16th.
You left
And then I left a month later.
a month later.
And then I couldn't come back. And I was gone for 4 years. So there were pictures of us, you know, me holding her and stuff from that 1 month segment. And that's all. You just need a couple. Some proof.
Yes.
You know, use your better judgment on, you know what I'm talking about.
So,
Anyway.
legitimation evidence, which is your appearance. Yes. So, it's just that one, guys.
Now, both parents have to be there with the child. You have to appear in person. So, I filed for this as FBU back in May, March, April, May, somewhere in there. And I got here September, first week of September. We were going to pay for this, and because because the time was running out on this, we decided to cancel, and then we could do it at a later date, because then we'd have to set our plane ticket to go to Manila, or we found out later it was Cebu we could go to, which is closer. But we were a bit confused about it. We didn't have any documents. We didn't
Yes.
even know what we needed. And so we canceled it, and then we were going to start doing it again. And then lo and behold, we couldn't. We paid for it, and then we couldn't get an appointment. And that went on from October till
October until
till
February.
February, yeah. So if you're going to do this, get your documents together. Follow the instructions, because we didn't even know what we needed. And then I met a guy here, and he said that he's done it 3 or 4 times. And we went up to his house, jumped on his printer, started printing this stuff off. And, you know, it's quite a bit. It's a few pages, you know, probably 30, 40 pages. And we got him to help us. And we actually filled the paperwork out on his computer and just printed it out, you know, social security numbers and stuff like that, you know. So it was a little bit, you know, thank goodness that Larry helped us out. And then we got our appointment, and we went up there about 5:30, 6 o'clock a.m., and we were number 50 in line. So take note, 6 or 8 employees showed up, and there were 200 people estimated, and we were number 50. And I think we got in there about 8, and we ended up getting out about 11. So it was a good 3 hours, but they didn't waste no time.
Yeah, but we went there early, like what?
5:30, 6?
5:30 something.
5:30 a.m. But there was already
You
50
should
people
be
in
early.
line. So, yeah, but that's in. Usually, you have an appointment. You can go to there.
Yeah, but let me read this one. In preparing for the appointment, personal appearance of the applicant at the appointment is required. So please be prepared to pay the relevant application and shipping fees during the appointment. It is possible to apply concurrently for a minor child's CRBA and first U.S. child passport during the same interview. If you also wish to apply for a U.S. passport for your child during the same CRBA appointment, see our passport's information page. Taking care to assemble the required documents as indicated in the DS11 passport checklist. While genetic, DNA testing is a useful tool for verifying a biological relationship when no other form of reliable evidence
Or dead battery.
in available. Do not initiate DNA testing unless it is recommended by the U.S. consular officer at the time of your interview. We would then provide you with the instructions and a list of AABB accredited laboratories for testing. We cannot accept the result of DNA tests conducted independently.
Okay, so if you don't
So
have
yeah.
birth certificate, you got to get DNA test. Get the stuff done. They'll tell you where to go, and blah.
Yeah, so
Can't go out and do it yourself.
yeah,
Okay, so
you cannot do it.
that's about it. I mean, it's a little complicated. You have to do this in order to get the Social Security card for the child. Once you get their Social Security card, then you can take and send, you can put them on your Social Security. And that is the federal benefits unit. And that pays about 50% of what your Social Security is.
Yes.
So
But if you have
if you're making $1,000
another
a
child,
month on Social Security, you're gonna get another $500. It's $1,500,
but if
or so the
she's
rumor
still-
has. And we don't know about the other children stuff. If you have two children here, they give you 500 plus 250, so it's 750.
yeah, they will split it up.
But we don't know anything about that. That's what we were told by somebody who does have kids.
So for shipping fee, it's only 240, in which they will recommend to use the Air 21.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's in our situation.
Yeah.
Usually, if
Because
you go
Air
to the
21
embassy,
is
they'll just
safe.
take it and that's theirs. They just fill the paper out and take it. This was a specialty deal. They came down. They come down once a year, I guess. And they go through the VA, they go through Social Security and passport paper with all the foreigners.
Yes.
So, and there were a lot, a couple hundred of them. And so that's, you know, we don't want to misguide you by saying, you know, you have to mail these off or anything like that. Everybody has their own individual case, like ours. And you'll work your way through it because it's relatively easy. But another thing I found out is that I can claim her on my taxes just filing married, jointly and married, and then put her in. They'll give me a TIN number apparently, and I can add my daughter on my taxes too, so I get a tax break in that sense. So these are some things I've just found out just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So, and I asked tax guys back in the States, can I add my wife on? Can I add my kids on? Oh, are they here? Do they have Social Security card? No.
Yeah, they
Oh,
don't
well,
have
no, we can't. Oh, yeah, we can't. I've been through this. That's what they told me. So they're full of nonsense. I can add her on. And it really made me mad because I had a lot of, you know, but once this is done, then I can retroactively, I could go back and add addendums to 3 years. I can go back 3 years, which is helpful at any rate. So these are the things I searched for, and I couldn't find any. I didn't know what federal benefit unit, FBU, federal benefits unit, had no idea what that was. I called Social Security in the States. They didn't know what it was. So you got the blind leading the blind here. And I learned from people here. So, you know, you can't count on anybody in the States to give you any information about this place. Passports, Veterans Administration, medical, you know, anything. Because what they get over there, they have no clue about what's going on over here. I didn't, and I was here a bunch of times, and I was on video with my wife for 4 years, every day and every night, every morning, every night. So, thank God that's over with. That was a big stress. And it got to the point where I didn't even think I was ever going to be able to make it back, especially with all the stuff that I had going on behind the scenes. So, anyways, I'm here. We finally got this stuff resolved. And another thing, too, is that about the FBU, Once you register your child on there, they'll pay you from that date. So if it takes you a year to get your federal benefits unit sorted out and get the child's birth certificate and not birth certificate, passport and social security card, so they pay retroactively from when that was first delivered. So that's something to think about. So get on it. That's my suggestion.
Yes.
Don't waste time. And if you're over in the States and you've been contemplating coming, oh, I'll get there next year, I'll get there next year, all you do is waste time, because nothing's going to change between the point to where you want to leave and the point of time you get here. Nothing will change. You just got to get on a plane and do it. I sent over 23 bulk buy-in boxes, or 25 or something like that. And I got so many tools here and things, cookware and stuff like that. I don't have any idea what to do with it. Just if it doesn't mean anything to you, don't bother with it. You know, specialty books, musical instruments, pictures, a couple tools. I had so many tools here. I had 15 screw guns. I don't even know, you know. And it was all just like, what do you do with it when you get here? It's all 220 over here. It's 110. You send it over, it's like you got to get all these transformers.
Yeah.
You got one sitting right here.
Inverter. That's heavy.
That's for my
heavy.
amp, right? Good amp, good quality amp. It's okay because it's a Mesa Boogie. So, and you can't really just buy a Mesa Boogie here. You can have the amp modified, but I kind of don't want to do that. So I just stick with the transformer. It's a step down transformer. Goes from 220 to 110. So enough of that. Anyways.
So that's it. And I hope
yeah, I think
that,
that's about it. I hope, because
I
I'm rambling
hope that
on.
this video can help you. And if you have some questions, more questions, clarifications, and whatsoever,
That's the thing right there.
yeah, just drop a comment down below so we can answer you.
Anyways,
Right?
good luck with all your journeys.
Journeys.
And like, subscribe, hit the notification button for the next
Video for you
video,
to be
yeah.
updated.
And we'll talk to you later, folks. Thanks for sitting through this.
Yes. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.